As you can see, this is a lithium phosphate battery, and the rated voltage is 3.2. There are two types, or let's just say that we have the cylindrical type and possibly the one whose surface area is rectangular. And for the cylindrical type and both the one with the rectangular surface area, they are also made of two. They also have two construction. The one that is plain this way, and the one that has bolts and nuts tied to the positive and negative as this one. So the one we are using for this session is the one that has the bolt and nuts welded on it. In the case of this, in order to use it, there's need to use what we call spot welder. You use spot welder and a connector that is called nickel strip. But since this is not the one we are dealing with now, this one has bolt and nuts. And the equipment that we need in order to make it is, we need the battery holder. This is the battery holder. It comes in different sizes, like the one here. This is 3x4, the one we use here, and this is 2x4. We need the battery holder, the multimeter, the BMS. There's a device we call BMS, battery management system. BMS is to assist the cells so that there won't be unbalanced voltage while in use. Then we need plier and we need a screwdriver. So in the case of this, let's go straight to what we intend to show ourselves. In the case of this, this is a 3x4 setup. What determines the quantity that one needs? Just as I said, lithium phosphate battery has a rated voltage of 3.2 volts, and my intention is to build a battery of a voltage minimum of 12. And if you look at it, 3.2 multiplied by 4 gives me 12.8. So which means that for a lithium phosphate battery, if you want to build something close to 24 volts, you need a minimum of 4 batteries. And if you want to build something close to 24 volts, you need a minimum of 8 batteries. So the next question is that why do I need 12 in this case and 12 in this case? Because what I intend to do, I'm combining these two together. So this will now make 24. So at the end of the day, we'll be having 6x4. So what determines that? If you look at it, you will see that I said that the voltage of each is 3.2. For this battery, the current rating, the current capacity is 6 amp hour. Now, do I want to build 6 amp hour 12 volts? If you remember, I mentioned about series and parallel. In series, we add voltage together. Whenever you connect in series, you add voltage together. But if you connect in parallel, you add voltage together. No, in series you add voltage together, but when you connect in parallel, you add current capacity together. So in this case, that I have 4. The meaning of the 4 is that I want something close to 12, which is 12.8. And the meaning of the 3 that is here is that I want a capacity of 18 amp hour. So if I now combine the two together, it means that I want 12 volts, 36 amp hour. Since one has 6 amp hour, now connecting all these in parallel. So for me to use this, I will need to connect everything here in parallel. I will connect all the terminals in parallel, all the negatives on this line in parallel, then all the positives on this line in parallel. So when I connect all the positive on this line parallel and all the negative on this line parallel, this will make the whole of this line to become 36 amp hour, but 3.2 volt because it's in parallel. But now, after now making parallel of all the lines, let's stay with one. Let's assume that I'm intending to do 18 amp hour, which is 6 plus 6 plus 6, which make 18. So connecting the negative in parallel and connecting the positive in parallel will now make the whole of these three, will now make it to be 18 amp hour. When I do the same with this and this, each cell will now become 18 amp hour as against the 6 amp hour that one is. Now, When I now want to make the voltage to be 12.8, then what I need to do is to now series it. If you look at the arrangement that I've made, you will discover that I place negative, then positive, negative, then positive. The reason for doing this is that since I'll be making it series, and in series it is negative to positive, so I want the negative and positive to be on this line. No, it won't make sense for me to have negative here and negative here. Will I now be using a wire to bypass downward? No, it won't be too good. So that's why I want something that will make the series to be easy. So which means that after making all these lines, after connecting all these lines together, then it will be easy for me to series it. So series is positive to negative, then negative to positive, then this negative to positive. So if after doing that, I've successfully connected it in series. So if I parallel all the battery and I series it, I've successfully built a 12.8 volts 18 amp hour battery. But if I now combine the two together, I connect all the negative, positive, I connect it together, I now series it the same way that I've said that I will series it. I've successfully made 36 amp hour battery, 12.8 volt. So that is that about the capacity in terms of voltage and in terms of current capacity. So the first thing to do before one could start to connect is to ensure that all the batteries are okay. Because if you connect batteries, if one of the battery happens to be bad, then there will be problem. So if you need to be sure that the voltage of each batteries are okay. And how will you know that? You need a multimeter. You test all the batteries together to know whether it is okay. Like this battery now, if you look at it, you know I said each battery, it is expected to have something like 3.2. So when you connect it together, when you look at the meter, you will see that this is 3.26, which is okay. The second battery giving us 3.25, also okay. The third one, 3.26, still okay. Then this line, 3.26, also okay. 3.26, also okay. 3.26, also okay. So you do that for all the batteries. When you are so sure that the batteries are okay, then you now go on with the connection. Because if it happens that one battery is not okay and you make it parallel, the battery the line will be giving you, when you connect it in parallel before you measure it, it will be giving you 3.2. Meanwhile, one of the batteries is not okay. It's only reading the voltage of maybe 2 of 3 or 1 of 3. So you need to ensure that all the batteries have good voltage before you connect it together. And I don't know, okay, BMS. And after you connect it together, then you connect a BMS to it. If you look at the BMS, there is a circuit diagram of how you need to connect the BMS. So you just follow the circuit arrangements there. The wire usually comes with the BMS. So you connect the BMS. After connecting the BMS the way you're supposed to do it, then you are rest assured that you've done a good and you are sure that you made good connection. After making good connection and you attach your BMS to it, then you are rest assured that you have for this setup 18 amp hour 12.8 volt battery. And if you combine the two together just like this, then you have a 36 amp hour 12.8 battery.